Hey, welcome back to another video, man. You already know, welcome back to the channel, man. I just wanted to say thank y'all, and I appreciate y'all for all the likes and the comments, the views, man, everything, man. The love is not underappreciated. I just want to let that be known at the beginning of the video. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's go ahead and slide into this thing. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and turn on post notice. Yes, sir. Alright, so today we're going to talk about the Houston Texans. And, you know, just their season, what they came from last year, and, you know, what, you know, could potentially, you know, be their next year and years to come, right? We can just go ahead and slide right into that, man. And, what a year. I mean, clap it up for you guys. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, what the heck? I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, what? You guys went from 3-13, 3-13, right? I mean, 3-13-1 with one tie, you know, whatever. It's actually your first tie in franchise history last year. I saw that. I was like, what? That's crazy. Anyway, though, so yeah, you guys did excellent this year. From going from that to a 10-7 season. Clap it up. Like I said earlier, clap it up, man. You guys are just, oh my goodness, you know? You guys looked great this year. It looked like I personally, I don't see how you guys can, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't know, just plain and simple fall off. I don't see this being a fluke. I don't see any of this. You found your guy, you know, and that did a lot in going from 3-13-1 to 10-7, right? That, I mean, a lot had to do with CJ Stroud, the #2 overall pick. I mean, you guys hit and hit big. Like, y'all hit the lotto, and guess what? Buddy in front of you, I don't know how I was gonna say it. Just know, I was trying to give you an analogy, but just know, y'all hit big. You feel me? And not that, you know, you guys would have took, you know, Bryce Young with the first pick, but all I'm saying is that #2 was a blessing in disguise to get Stroud. I mean, oh my goodness, you found your guy. Not to me, I'm a 49ers fan, and Brock Purdy looks like he's going to be a good quarterback, right? But I wouldn't say he's our guy. You know, he hasn't really proven that yet. CJ proved that in 1 year. One year. He proved that. So, I mean, he balled out. I mean, for a rookie, he did astronomical. You know, he led the league in touchdown and interception ratio as a rookie, my boy. As a rookie. You want to know his numbers? 4108, right? 4,000, you know, 108. He had 23 touchdowns. Now, that doesn't wow you. I understand that. But whenever you see that he only had 5 interceptions, you're like, whoa. He knows where to put the football. You know, he knows where to put the football. You know, you're like, okay, interesting, right? Then he had a 8.2 yards per attempt with the 100.8, I believe it was. 100.8, it'd be right here. 100.8, you know what I'm saying? Passing rating, rather. You know what I'm trying to say. What do you say? I mean, what else do you say about this guy? He balled. He's astronomical. He can, no bull. This is no BS. Next year, he can be a top 5 quarterback with no #1 receivers. Look at every other top 5 quarterback in the league, and you're gonna, except for Patrick Mahomes and Lamar. Okay, never mind, because that's 2 out of the top 5. I see what you, with Mahomes and Lamar. Yeah. Okay, never mind. But what I'm saying though is that as a top 5 quarterback, you can take whatever you have and make it good. And that's what this guy has done in year 1. Right? Now, better than a lot of people who are watching, he's better than a lot of your quarterbacks. He's better than my quarterback. And we were just in the Super Bowl. Not saying that this team is better, because definitely not. This team is not better than a lot of teams by far. Hence why they, got toe up in the divisional, But CJ Stroud is him. I don't know how else more to say. Like, he's a dog. He doesn't have a number one. Now, in this receiver room, Tank Dell is the number one receiver, right? But I believe they have two number two receivers on their team. And now, obviously, we didn't get to see a full season of Tank Dell. We only got to see like 8 games or something like that of Tank Dell, right? I get it. I completely get it, right? But, in those 8 games, he did look like a number one option in their system because I guess he probably wasn't designed to be number one, but after a few weeks, they, saw that he was good enough to play number one, right? But, it's just that, like, I don't know, man. I love Tank Dell. He played, I don't love him, but I like Tank Dell. He played good in those few games, in this little sample size that we did get. But, and if we're just all being real here, right, he's not a number one. And that's fine. That's completely okay. That's fine. Neither is Nico. Nico is the number 2 receiver in an offense that doesn't have a number one, And once again, that's A-okay. There can be 2 number 2s because all it's going to take is for them to trade one of the number 2s, hopefully, or keep them both, right? And then trade something else, whatever the case is, and get CJ a number 1. You get CJ a number 1, and you can keep one of those other guys, preferably Tank Dell, because that's his guy, that he told y'all to go and draft, So I would say, keep him, and then go and get him a number 1 out in free agency, whether it's this season, next season. Let these guys, still grow as a unit and allow CJ to really take that 3rd year jump, you know what I'm saying? And that's when you go out and you go and get somebody and just let them just have a nice sophomore season, because some people run into a sophomore wall. It really is like that. So, sophomore slumps is what they call them, but it sounds very not in my style. So, anyway, though, it's just like they're going to be fine, right? As a unit. As a full, complete offensive unit, they're going to be great because the guy that they hired last offseason, and D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans came from the San Francisco 49ers and as a defensive coordinator, and came and was like, whoa, this okay, that's how it was, right? It's a lot of promise, surrounding this offense. And I believe that D'Amico Ryans, and his OC sat down and really built a offense to play to CJ's strengths. And that played to CJ's strengths, and that played to a lot of defense's weaknesses. And in doing that, that obviously creates a good scheme, right, for this, team, right? But, in particular, D'Amico just came from being a defensive coordinator. He understands defense a lot, and to be a good OC, you got to be to be a good head coach, to me, you got to be a good DC person. There's a lot of OCs that become head coach and they don't really get the defensive side of the ball, I don't understand it, but, I guess there are some examples vice versa, but to me, I look for my head coach to be defensive oriented, and then we go and get a good OC. There's a lot of those. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. D'Amico is for real, and he is legit. And I see him staying here at least 6 more years. Genuinely. And that's at least. As long as CJ progresses and the team doesn't underperform back-to-back years, they're fine. Now, I've talked a lot about, the passing game here, obviously, but the running game looks pretty good too. It looked like they rejuvenated Devin Singletary. And also, it was really like a 2-back system, kind of, sort of, in a way. It was a running back by committee, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And they did a pretty decent job at it, honestly. And like I said, when you have such a dog at quarterback, you don't need a superstar. When did Brady ever have a superstar back? Like a superstar, like, top whatever in the league. You know what I'm saying? Never really had a top, 5, 10 guy in the league, right? Because you're a passer, you want a good receiving target, right? But I don't know, the running back by committee is working. It really is, But do I think Singletary or Pierce, is safe on this team? Absolutely not. You can go get somebody else to do exactly what they did. Honestly, I mean, exactly. You can go and get identical numbers. I mean, I'm not even, no shade to them, no, like, hate, no, like, whatever you want to say. I ain't trying to throw no shots at them, right? But it's just that, like, it's a passing offense. I'll leave it at that. And I don't know. But in saying that, to me, you could go and get these guys' values up, Now, the running back market is looking pretty dry in itself because you can go and get a young guy to go and do exactly what these older guys are doing, and they want big bucks because of what they did in their younger years. You know what I'm saying? And these young guys got something to prove, so they'll take 2 M's a year, right? This guy wants 10. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I think that if they can, but I don't know how valuable they would be exactly, but like try to package something, like I said earlier, try to package something and go get a true number one and keep Tank. I believe you got CJ and Tank as your cornerstones on offense. Maybe someone else I'm overlooking, I just off the top of my head, right? And then on defense, obviously your defensive rookie of the year, and then Stingley, on the defensive side of the ball. And your defense really wasn't great this year, but they weren't terrible either. They were about middle of the pack at about everything, you know what I'm saying? Except for touchdowns. Y'all just did not allow like many touchdowns. Y'all were first in that. Isn't that crazy? Like y'all didn't allow many touchdowns this year. But anyway, I don't know why that's so important. Like I was saying, just them boys need some help. Your two youngins need some help. They were drafted back to back of each other. I'm pretty sure, right? Pretty sure they're drafted back to back of each other. Yeah, I'm actually pretty confident in that. And so it's like they need some help out there on this defense. Like I said, the defense is about middle of the pack. You really want to just try and get them some help, but no, you're not really in like a big rush to get your defensive help unless your offense starts to become a top 4, top 5, top 6 offense in the league. Then, top 10 offense in the league, whatever. Then you need to accelerate the process and getting that defense going. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't win the ball. You can't win the ball game by just scoring. You got to defend something. Ask the 49ers in Super Bowl. Yeah, man, y'all can really just continue dominating. I mean, I wouldn't say that y'all dominated this year, but y'all can dominate this AFC, and keep winning you guys' division, for years to come, and really take a hold on the AFC just for, age and, people developing, whatnot. And, making a few, all it takes is 1 or 2 free agent splashes, 1 year. That's all it takes. Anyway, man, with all that being said, you already know. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the post notification, man, and we'll be back tomorrow. Get live on Post on Sundays.